a tomahawk, except this tomahawk is going to be just made out of one mono piece of steel. It's going to be no forge welding. We're going to punch and drift out an eye, and then we're going to hammer in a blade. So that's the plan for the day. Starting with a 1x1 inch piece of square stock, and it is coming in right at 5 inches long. So get this in the forge, get it hot. I'll bring you guys over here so you can see what's going on, and we'll get to punching an eye out. So hold on. I'm gonna video a few heats punching this, but I'm not gonna video every single heat. Hitting it. Get about a quarter of the way down, and I'll flip it, do the other side, about a quarter of the way down. Looks like I'm off a little bit here. Go. I'm going to start on the other side, and this will probably be the last heat I film until I get almost through. There's just not much else to see. I'm just hitting this punch into this orange piece of steel. So I am about almost all the way through. I think it just sheared. Hopefully we get it out of there this time. There we go. I think it's sheared. It's like it's like right there. Come on, baby. Ah, it's like right there. Come on now. Oh, it's like right there. So close. There she goes. All Alright, so let's get to expanding this out. Alright, so probably be my last heat until I get to the next punch. All I'm doing is I'm keeping this tight in the eye, and since I got so much material back here, I'm hammering the material around the drift from the back. So I'm going to try to keep as much heat on the side for as long as I can. So I will bring you back when we go up to the larger size, so the next size drift. Alright, so I'm that far, and I'm going to go ahead and attempt to start this drift. We'll see how it goes. I may have to backtrack. This is when a swage block come in really handy. Well, maybe give this a try. It's not a swage block, but it might be a bit more comfortable to strike until I get this down in there further. It's actually working pretty good. Alright, take another heat. I am moving that a lot and I don't want it to crack. So I'm just working this drift in there. I'll take I'll probably cut you off for a while until I get the drift further up on here. Then we'll be back up on the anvil working. So I'm gonna take a few heats, get this seated down in there a little deeper, and then we'll bring it back to the anvil. My grip is a fat spot in it. Okay. All right, I got some fish lips I'm gonna have to grind off. Ooh. All right, having trouble holding on to this thing. All right, so still shaping. see the eye was going to get distorted. Just trying to keep everything straight as I go. So my tongs that I made you in the last video are not going to work with this style of hatchet hawk, because I mean I could probably do it, but it's really far grip. I can't hold on real tight. I don't want to modify the tong because it's going to be very rare that I make this type of tomahawk or hatchet. I really wish I had a better way of holding this thing. Alright, better. Alright, so I'm moving this quite a bit and I'm starting to get actually some upsets on the top. I'm going to have to grind some of that crap off. Alright, so I had to do a pretty big reset. I've moved this so far. I got starting to get a cold shut up here, I had a cold shut down here. So I had to go over to the grinder and take care of all that. I guess I could have filed it out, but yeah, the grinder's a lot faster. I'm moving it down quite a bit, and I was starting to get fish lips here and here. So I had to take care of that before it got out of control. Alright, so I'm on a more aggressive hammer. Alright, I'll keep going with it. I'm going to get it as long and as wide as I can. Alright. The more I get this 1-inch piece of material worked down, the faster the forging will go. start beating on this thing, 1 inch square, it needs some convincing to keep moving. All right, so keep going with it. All right, so let's get this baby cleaned up, straightened up. All right, I probably need 1 more heat, get everything cleaned up. Then I'm gonna fix that mess out. All right, so let's get this eye straightened out. Trying to get this eye fixed up. I really don't want to forge on the sides too much. So this will get me where I need to be. So I gotta get it way up here. All right, a couple more beats I'll get there. But it's straightening everything back out. I know it looked kind of wonky up to this point, but I didn't want to fool with that because it probably would have wound up cracking on me if I would have kept moving it. So I just let it go the way I wanted to go, and now I'm going to straighten everything back up. All right, so it looks like I got everything straight where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this right to heat treat, because I'm only gonna be heat treating the front, and I can come back and shape all this on the belt sander after the heat treat and not have to worry about messing it up. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably do a couple of normalization cycles, and then I will bring you back when I do the heat treat. So. All right, so I got the heat treat done. I water quenched it, just the first part of the blade, and I waited for the rest of it to turn black, and then I finally just dunked it. So now I'm going to go ahead and temper this in a 400-degree oven. Probably not going to make much difference. I mean, this does harden, but it doesn't get real hard. It's like a medium carbon steel. But I'm going to go ahead and temper it anyways, just to relieve any stresses that might be in it. It is an impact tool after all. And after that, we'll be ready to do some grinding and some cleanup, and should be done. All right, so it's actually the next day, and the temper went late into the night, so kind of ran out of day. I got out here late morning and went ahead and ground everything down. I got it on the handle, and it might look a little bit different. I did have one issue, which was almost a catastrophic issue, which would have ruined the whole problem. But luckily it was not, where I did the quench in the water, and I stopped about this far down on the blade. I had two small stress cracks here and here, and it was right at the quench line. Luckily, the cracks were both very shallow, and I was able to grind them out, but I did lose a little bit of mass right in through here. Fortunately, I didn't lose any mass out on the edge, so otherwise this whole thing would look funny. If I would have lost it out here at the edge, it just would have looked ridiculous. But I didn't. I was able to keep this width here, and I just had to kind of taper it a little bit more in here. So it might look a little bit thin. It might look a little thinner from the forging, but we were able to save it, and it is good to go. I'll show you some close-ups of the eye. So there's a little bit of gapping in here. I think when I do the wrap tomahawks with the drift I have, seems to fit the handles a lot better. This handle is on here nice and tight, and I have used it in some wood already. I swung it into some logs, and yeah, it's not coming loose and it's not coming off, but this is a store-bought handle, and this is what I try to I have tried to model my drift after. So, but you know, it's not perfect. I don't have that width up here in the eye that could take up some of that. So you know, you're going to see that. But having said that, it is on there. It's not coming off. I can take it off, but it ain't going to come off on its own. Maybe a custom handle would better suit this eye, but it's actually really tight. So I think I'm just kind of talking nonsense right now. But I did want to show you this. I could get some close-up pictures out on the dead grapevine, kind of show it off a little bit. But before I do that, I'm going to show you some other stuff that we got done. I got some other hatchets and tomahawks and the sorts over here on the table. Just kind of want to show you each one of those. So hold on. All right, so I'm going to start here. This is just kind of some different stuff you can do. This actually used to be a ball peen hammer, and I converted it into a hatchet. New video on this. I did this probably about a year ago. I haven't put it on Etsy for sale because, to be honest with you, it's quite dangerous to operate as you're swinging back. You got this 3.5-inch spike that's coming back towards you, and I just don't feel comfortable selling something like that. So I just kind of hold on to it. I have been kicking around either cutting this off or taking it off the handle and maybe scrolling it, making it look kind of fancy, and then selling it. But for right now, I'm just kind of holding on to it because I just don't feel comfortable selling something like this, because you can kind of see that it could be dangerous to operate. Then we got the tomahawks that I have been making for quite a while. This is my latest that I did a few videos ago. And yeah, I think my forging on these is getting a lot cleaner. If you see, it does fit the handle a lot better when you have this mass here in the eye, the width. So then next we have the hatchet that we did not too long ago. So this is my first hatchet ever. Whether or not I sell this probably remains to be seen. I don't know, I really just don't feel like selling my first hatchet. I actually kind of like it. It might be a personal keep for me. Not sure yet, you never know. Kind of fickle, kind of get sick of, you know, looking at stuff laying around, because to be honest with you, I'll probably never use it. So it may very well be on Etsy one day, who knows. But for right now, I'm going to consider this one mine and just kind of hold on to it. This is my first hatchet ever. This type of hatchet. This is it's a wrapped eye hatchet, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And of course, this is a wrapped tomahawk. So, and like I said, this one was made from a ball peen, so it already had the eye drifted in it. Okay, this one here, I didn't do a video on this. I don't think I did. This is a railroad spike tomahawk. I did put it on a full 19-inch full-size tomahawk handle. Typically you see these on mouse hawk handles, and they seem to, because of the dimensions of the little hawks, they seem to fit the mouse hawk handles a lot better. But I did have this handle, and I did take a railroad spike and split it in the middle and drifted it out to fit this full-size handle. So that was kind of an accomplishment in itself. And the way I did the blade, I kind of did it different than a lot of times. Than a lot of other people. A lot of people like to use the heel to make the blade because you already have the mass there. But in my opinion, I think someone else also said this, if you're going to make a railroad spike tomahawk, this is the main identifier that it was a railroad spike. So I like to leave the railroad spike head intact. Matter of fact, as far as that goes, most any railroad spike project I do, I like to leave the head intact just so it's identifiable as it was a railroad spike. So that's that one. And then of course the one we just did, this is a solid drifted eye tomahawk, and yeah, it proved to be challenging in many different aspects. You might almost think that this would be easier to do than a forge weld wrap one, but I've done so many of these, to me this is easier for me. Yeah, this was kind of tricky. I think if the material was a little bit bigger, maybe 1 1/4, 1.5 inch square, just to have a little bit more mass to work with, it would have been a lot easier. But it's done, we got it. And the one I want to show you, I really wanted to do a video on it, but I literally beat on this thing for, I know I had 3 beat sessions where I just beat on this thing for like 2 and 3 hours at a time, and it would have been a horrible video to make. It would have been a horrible video to watch. It would have been a horrible video to edit. But this little hatchet here, this is all one piece of solid steel. This started off as about a 1/2 inch by 2.5 inch wide piece of spring steel that I forged into a right angle, as much as a right angle as I could get. And then from there I did stock reduction on the handles to make a full tang handle that is integrated into the tomahawk head. So this is all one piece of steel, and I beat on this thing for days, and I ground on it for days. So I wish I could have did a video on this, but it's just so much work. It just would have been horrible to watch. It probably would have been about 13 parts, and I know that just doesn't fly in this day and age. Nobody wants to see all that. But I did want to show it off a little bit. Now this one here probably will wind up on Etsy. I'm not exactly sure how much or this, that, and the other, but I'll give you a few dimensions here, and I really like this handle design. And I have a screwdriver set that's probably, I mean, it's really old. Who the heck knows how old it could be? But you know, 50, 60, 70 years old. But it uses a handle style like this, and it's almost like an integral, where the handles are kind of blended in with a bolster, if you will. So I figured I just want to show this one off. I mean, like I said, I didn't make a video on it, but you know, I did want to show it off. So this one's pretty cool. All one piece, one piece of steel. I guess it should be super strong, but never have to worry about changing the handle, that's for sure. So with that being said, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to knock this video off. I'll get you some pictures of this on the grapevine. And I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I want to thank everybody for watching the videos and all the support. And if you're interested in any of my work, again, you can go to my Etsy channel and see all that at Metal Man Productions at Etsy. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys, and catch you on the next one.